NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we are getting ready to bring you all the action of today's doubleheader as the Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 2-2 in the CRBL, take on the 4-3 Jim Falls Sturgeons, who are 3-2 in the CRBL. Now the Cavaliers are coming off a 7-1 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs back on Wednesday, followed by a game yesterday that was played after the recording of this episode of In the Dugout, while the Sturgeons are coming off a 7-5 loss to the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. That was also back on Wednesday. Now coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Sturgeons. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's outlook on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League just to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's doubleheader from Carson Park in Eau Claire. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a CRBL matchup doubleheader. Now, the Cavaliers are coming off a 7-1 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs back on Wednesday and followed that up with their game with the La Crescent Cardinals yesterday. Now, since that game was played after the recording of this episode of In the Dugout, we'll have the details for you during today's game. The Jim Falls Sturgeons are currently 4-3 on the season, as well as 3-2 and sitting in second place in the CRBL North Division behind the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. The Sturgeons have opened the season with hot bats as 6 players are hitting 400 or above. Leading the way at the plate for the Sturgeons is Bob Maurer, who's batting at a 500 pace, including 2 doubles and a home run. He's followed by A.J. Schemenauer, who's hitting at 462, along with Mason Tester at 444, and Tristan Hobley at 417. Trevor Bovey at 400. Carter Stelter at 400 round out the Sturgeons hitting over 400. On the mound, the leader for the Sturgeons is Schemenauer, who has a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 12 innings while giving up 7 runs on 11 hits. 5 of those runs were earned, walking 7 and striking out 11 for an ERA of 2.92. He's followed by Trevor Bovey, who has a 1-0 record with a 1.83 ERA and 7 2/3 innings pitched. Now, coming into this weekend, the Cavaliers were being led at the plate by Xavier Bemnister, who's hitting at a 348 pace, including 4 runs scored and a double. He's followed by Brayton Tillman at 333, who's scored 6 runs and also has a double. Cole Tyman hitting 316, and Ashton Kroll at 300 round out the Cavaliers hitting over 300. Caden Erickson leads the Cavaliers in extra base hits with 4 doubles and in scoring with 7 runs. Now, on the mound, the Cavaliers are currently being led by Andrew Milner, who has a 2-0 record with an ERA of 0.90 and a whip of 1.05 in 20 innings pitched. Right behind Milner is Eli Rathke, who also has a 2-0 record and a whip of 1.31. Tyson Woodcock, who's pitched 9 innings without allowing any earned runs, for a record of 1-0 with 2 saves and an ERA of 0.00 and a whip of 0.67. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out what Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's thoughts on today's game are in the Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, we're not at the Goat Coffee House, but we are with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers get back into CRBL play to take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a twin bill. Now, before we talk about today's game, the Cavs are coming off a non-league game with the La Crescent Cardinals yesterday, and I know that from time to time you hear from frustrated fans about the Cavaliers' record in non-league games, but there is a reason that the record may not be what the fans had hoped for. Can you explain your approach to those non-league games?
I approach non-league games in a fashion where I want to get guys that normally don't play in conference games time in the field and time at the plate. Because if you remember last year, we ran into numerous situations where we had call-up guys playing in crucial games for us to qualify for the CRBL. Not the WBA, but the CRBL, and that's something that we're focused on this year, on winning. And we need to get those type of guys in games like that so that when their number's called, they're ready to go without having a hesitation at all. And so I approach it as getting guys time to play. Not like a practice, not like a scrimmage, but a real game time situation that means something, because we want to win every game we want to play, but we also want to make sure we get these guys experience.
And there's nothing like game experience.
Nothing. You can't simulate that in a practice ever. And we don't practice very often. Maybe we hit once in a while, but when these guys see live hitting and live, pitching, it's when they're playing in these games. So it's very important to us to get those guys in those games and play those games.
Now, all that said, the Cavaliers get back into CRBL play by taking on the 3-2 Jim Falls Sturgeons. What do you know about the Sturgeons?
They're 3-2, and that's a dang good record for them. They're up and coming, man. I don't know who's on that roster right now, but they've played every team tough this year so far, from what I've heard. And we don't take anybody lightly, and I've said this 100 times, and I'll say it 100 more. But there's not a pushover in the CRBL ever, no matter what. You always got to approach all those games like it's the most important one, and I think Jim Falls has got. They're primed. They're looking like another up and coming team in this league that could be good for a while.
Now, who's getting the call to the mound today?
Game one, we're going Andrew Milner. He's been our one guy this year so far. He's thrown well in all of his appearances. He's we have faith in all of our other pitchers and things like that. But Millie gets the calls in the big games. And then we'll go from there for game two. I'm not sure. We got to make sure everybody shows up again.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not nervous about it anyways, because our pitching staff is pretty stellar. If you look at it up and down, the 8 or 9 guys that we can throw. So 2 7-inning games. I know Millie can shove for 7. So hopefully we can get them all through that for game one.
Now, today's games are also the Glenn St. Arnold games. And Glenn was one of the founders of the Cavaliers some 53 years ago. Could you tell us a little about Glenn St. Arnold?
Well, I met the guy a couple times. He actually showed up when I was coaching in the regional tournament when my son was 13, so that would be 9 years ago, 9 years ago, and he knew all the kids' names of the baseball team and the Babe Ruth team. So that guy lived and breathed baseball, and he was not just for Cavalier baseball, for Eau Claire baseball overall. He was a big integral part for that, and him and his wife Judy, who's still on the board. She's been on the board for seems like 70, 80 years, but I mean, it's really important.
Don't let Judy hear you say that.
It's only been 53. He's been an integral part in everything for Eau Claire baseball, and these guys don't need to be motivated, just like for the Billy Noss game, things like that mean a lot to Cavalier fans and the Cavalier board. when you put that Cavalier jersey on, you don't need a motivation when it comes to Glen St. Arnold. So those guys know how important it is and know what to do, and they're going to go to work and hopefully bring home a couple wins today.
And there's a reason he is not only in the Cavalier Hall of Fame, but also in the Eau Claire Baseball Hall of Fame that's mounted outside of Carson Park. There's a big Glen St. Arnold plaque out there.
Yep, and he's also represented on every single Cavalier jersey that we have. We have his number that when he played for them on that jerseys, and we will wear that with pride and hopefully, like I said, bring home a couple wins for him and for Judy.
And the Cavaliers are sporting their brand new uniforms today.
Yes, we are. So come out to the park and take a look at them. And they're picked out by the players. They're pretty stoked about it. We've had nothing but excited feelings about those jerseys. So
well, you always hear about the Yankee pinstripes. Well, now we're going to start hearing about the Cavalier pinstripes.
Yeah, they look good, play good.
All right, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can climb right back into the thick of that CRBL South race and make Glen St. Arnold proud.
Hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. The CRBL got back into action back on Wednesday following its break for the Memorial Day holiday. On Wednesday, the Eau Claire Cavaliers topped the Beef River Bullfrogs 7-1, while the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks defeated the Jim Falls Sturgeons 7-5, and the Eau Claire Bears upset the Osseo Merchants 10-6. Therefore, coming into this weekend, the CRBL standings are as follows. In the North Division, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are currently in the top spot with a 3-1 record. Meanwhile, the Jim Falls Sturgeons have slipped back to second at 3-2 and just a half a game back. And in third place, we find the 3-3 Cadott Red Sox, who are only one game off the pace. Fourth place holds the Tilden Tigers at 2-3, just 1.5 games out, while fifth place has the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-3 and 2 games back. Now in the South Division, the Eau Claire Bears now hold the lead with a 5-1 record, while the Osseo Merchants drop to second at 4-1 and a half a game back, with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Eau Claire Rivermen virtually tied for third place, with the Cavs at 2-2 and the Rivermen at 1-1, and both teams are 2 games back. The Augusta Athletics hold down fifth place at 1-3 and 3 games off the pace, with the Beef River Bullfrogs taking the 6th spot at 0-5. Now in CRBL action today, all matchups will be doubleheaders. In addition to the Jim Falls Sturgeons visiting the Eau Claire Cavaliers at Carson Park, the Tilden Tigers will travel to Cinder City Park in Altoona to face the Eau Claire Bears, and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks will host the Osseo Merchants at Casper Park, while the Eau Claire Rivermen travel to Cadott High School to face the Cadott Red Sox. Meanwhile, the Bloomer Woodticks and the Augusta Athletics will square off at the Bloomer baseball field. Now coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Wednesday, June 5th, as the Cavaliers take on the Augusta Athletics from Jan Kruger Memorial Field in Augusta. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, June 5th.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. we'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're going to get to know Andrew Milner. And Andrew, let us know a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, different levels of baseball that you've played, and so on.
Yeah, so I grew up right here in Eau Claire. It's a great town. I love it. I've been playing baseball since, God, how old am I? 15 years now, I guess.
Okay.
14 years, something like that. Levels of baseball, I've been playing, since Little League and all that. Went up through Babe Ruth and all that. Played with Ryan's kids a bunch, and then I got the opportunity to play in college, so I'm playing over at St. Mary's University in Minnesota in Winona.
So when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that you like to do and keep you occupied?
Well, as of right now with the new job, I'm sleeping a lot, but besides that, I play guitar in my spare time. I'm a big video game guy. I play a lot of sports video games and stuff like that. Making trips up north every once in a while, go fishing up on the land, stuff like that, but just normal Wisconsin stuff, fishing.
All right, now one of our trademarks for these is some rapid fire questions that we have, and this first one is definitely our trademark.
Okay.
Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Oh, geez. I'm an ice cream guy, so probably ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said ice cream. Is it ice cream cake or cookies?
No, pie, ice cream,
okay, yeah.
cake.
I'll go ice cream.
Okay, ice cream cake works.
Right.
You get 2 with 1 that way.
There we go.
Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
I'm a burger guy. Burgers.
And what do you want on that burger?
Oh, geez. It depends. I'm usually like the typical California guy, though, so like lettuce, tomatoes, onions, stuff like that, ketchup, mustard,
Okay.
pickles.
All right. Favorite Major League team?
Brewers.
All right. If you could sit down with a baseball personality from any time in history, whether it be a player or somebody else, who would that be and why?
Well, I'm going to go the pitcher route just because that's normally what I do. I think I would go either Bob Gibson or Sandy Koufax. I love that era of baseball. It's really hard-nosed. It's, just going out there with grit and getting the job done instead of trying to dance around and stuff like that. And, Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax are known as huge power pitchers. And so, just legends of the game, and I'd love to pick their brain a little bit, know what they're thinking.
Well, if you had a superpower, what do you think that might be and why?
Superpower. I would love to be able to read minds. I'm not very good at it.
Okay.
As a pitcher, it would make things a lot easier to know what guys are sitting on, so I can just throw them the opposite thing.
Sure. Now, if you had the ability to read minds, you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Andrew's superhero name?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't put me on the spot with this.
Yeah, of course. It's my job.
Let's see. Superhero name.
Millie the Mind Reader.
I like that. We'll go with that. That's good.
We're talking with Andrew Milner today on Cavalier Profile. And how about a shout out to the family and those fans that come to see you?
Mom and Dad coming to every game. I love it. Other than that, my siblings are kind of out and about, so they're not there all the time. But when they are, I really
but they can watch it here on our live stream.
Exactly, and that's what they have been doing.
So when people come to Cavalier games, remind us of the number that you wear and where we're going to find you on the field.
Yeah, so you'll find me on the bump, number 15. Yes.
And firing that fastball.
As best as I can, right?
Okay. We want to thank Andrew Milner for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. Coming up next, more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers will have an opportunity to pick up some serious ground in the CRBL South when they take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader. The Cavaliers have swept a doubleheader from the Sturgeons nearly a year ago, 10-0 and 13-8. A sweep today, along with a little help from the Tilden Tigers, would put the Cavs right in the thick of the race for the top spot in the CRBL South. The Sturgeons, on the other hand, would like to bounce back from their loss last Wednesday that dropped them out of the top spot in the CRBL North. So we have some exciting Cavalier baseball for you right here on NLWN-TV. In just a moment, I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at historic Carson Park in Eau Claire as we bring you all the action of today's CRBL doubleheader between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Fly ball out into center field. It's hit hard. It's hit long, and it's gone. A home run for Cole Hyman.
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us while we follow the Cavaliers as they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball out into right field. This one's tagged, and it's out of here. Into the fan deck, a two-run home run by Gabe O'Brien.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Carson Park for Glen St. Arnold Day at Carson Park, as the Cavaliers are getting ready to take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader, and we have a beautiful day for baseball. A few white puffy clouds in the sky, very light breeze. The sun is shining, and the Cavaliers are doing their warm-ups in their brand new uniforms. Dan, what do you think about that?
Pinstripes. Yeah, that's pretty fancy. Yeah, I like pinstripes.
We've been hearing about the Yankee pinstripes for a long time, so maybe now we'll get start to talk about Cavalier pinstripes.
Back to the old Tory days.
And so the Cavs are just about done doing their ins and outs, and then Jim Falls will do theirs. We have a little bit of pregame festivities coming up in just a little bit. We have several first pitch throwers. Then Judy St. Arnold, Glenn St. Arnold's wife, is going to say a few words about Glenn St. Arnold and his value to the baseball community in Eau Claire, because not only is he one of the founding fathers of the Cavaliers, he had his hands in just about everything dealing with baseball in Eau Claire, and baseball in Eau Claire would not be what it is if it weren't for people like Glenn St. Arnold being so involved. And then, of course, we will have a national anthem, and we do have a special national anthem singer for today as well. And all that is going to be coming up in just a minute or so, but let's take a time out, and then when we come back, we'll get starting lineups and pregame festivities on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Wednesday, June 5th, as the Cavaliers take on the Augusta Athletics from Jan Kruger Memorial Field in Augusta. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, June 5th.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
And we're back here at Carson Park, getting ready for Glen St. Arnold Day. Cavs taking on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader. And, you know, Dan, we've been doing profile interviews of the teams that we cover for ever since we've started doing this, and it has never yielded the results like it did today.
Yeah, this was the first.
And that's because yesterday in our profile interview, we were talking with Mason Yarrington, and he said, when I asked him about pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies, he said pie, and it's his grandma's apple pie. And I told him, I said, you still haven't brought me a piece of that to see how good it was. Well, his family showed up today, and we got a round of apple pie for everybody up here in our crew.
Oh, man, and it was good, too.
It was wonderful apple pie. Mace, I understand why you feel that way, because I can certainly feel that way as well. That was pretty darn good apple pie. Ann said she was going to have to maybe do something evil to her to get the recipe. I bet you wouldn't have to do anything evil. And happy birthday to our crew member, Ann. We won't talk about, it's some multiple of 29, but we won't talk about which one. I don't know. I think she still looks and acts like a 29-year-old anyway, so
29 AK.
29 AK. Yeah. And she's got a mathematical system that makes that all work out. But, all right. So it's some form of 29. As the Jim Falls Sturgeons are doing their ins and outs, let's take a minute and listen to Dan as he gives us the starting lineups for today's game.
Yeah, here's the starters for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Batting first will be their second baseman, number 5, Jace Cota. Batting second will be their center fielder, number 22, Tristan Hobley. Batting third will be their catcher, number 25, Bobby Surin. Batting fourth will be their first baseman, number 15, AJ Schemenauer. Batting fifth will be their shortstop, number 27, Mason Tester. Batting sixth will be their third baseman, number 11, Jake Esslinger. Batting 7 will be their designated hitter, number 6, Trevor Bovey. Batting 8th will be their right fielder, number 19, Evan Dennis. Batting 9th will be their left fielder, number 8, Jackson Goody, I think.
Google.
And on
search engine, I think.
Right. And on the mound will be number 18, Colton Turner. For the Cavaliers, batting first will be the shortstop, number 6, Caden Erickson. Batting second will be their center fielder, number 4, Xavier Bedminster. Batting third will be their third baseman, number 23, Caden Mueller. Batting fourth will be their catcher, number 19, Cole Timon. Batting fifth will be the right fielder, number 22, Trenton Palmer. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter, number 35, Sam Knickerbocker. Batting seventh will be their second baseman, number 1, Cooper Dykes. Batting eighth will be their first baseman, number 44, Jerome Delikowski. Batting ninth will be their left fielder, number 11, Brayton Tillman. Batting 10th will be their extra hitter, number 24, Dalton Steele, with Andrew Milner on the mound.
And Milner has a 2-0 record with a 0.90 earned run average. He's thrown 20 innings so far this year with 23 strikeouts, and he's only walked 3. Umpires for today's game, Dick Smith will be calling balls and strikes, and out on the bases will be Trevor Colip. as the Sturgeons are starting to wind down their ins and outs. Sturgeons come into the game with a 3-2 record in the CRBL, and the Cavaliers are 2-2 in the CRBL. Yesterday, the Cavaliers had a non-league game down in La Crescent against the Cardinals. That was an exciting baseball game that took a little bit of extra innings. We had some bonus baseball in that one. In a 10-inning affair, the Cavaliers dropped a 4-3 walk-off decision. Young Mason Yarrington on the mound threw a pretty darn good baseball game, especially considering it was his debut appearance for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Mason Yarrington, right? Just finished high school, watched him pitch all spring, and just stepped into the role and did a good job.
He only allowed 3 earned runs in 10 innings. And in fact, let me take a look here at the numbers of the whole thing. There he is. He has a 2.79 earned run average with an 0-1 record. He did throw a complete game. In fact, he threw more than a complete game. He went all 10 innings, which I thought was really unusual because he's used to only throwing 6 or 7 innings.
Yeah.
And he went 10, and 10 strong. He was getting stronger as he went. Gave up 10 hits, 4 runs, only 3 were earned, walked 6, struck out 4. He did give up a couple of doubles. And in talking to his parents before the game today, when they gave us the apple pie, they were saying that, yes, he did have ice on his shoulder. And now we're going to turn it over to Steve Kent with pregame festivities.
A reminder, for a baseball game, call all major stands at a high rate of speed. Yes, to a minute at all time. It's time to overall push around stealing lineup shooting with Jim Falls Sturgeons. Leading off, playing second base, number 5, Chase. Batting 7, center fielder, number 22, Tristan Conway. Batting third, catcher, number 25, Bobby Serena. Heading forward, the first baseman, number 13, AJ Schwell. Batting third, the blank shortstop, number 26, Mason Sturgeons. Batting 6, the third baseman, number 11, Jake Esselman. 37, designated hitter, number 6, Trevor Goldie. Batting 8, the blank right field, number 19, Kevin Dennis. Batting 9, left fielder, number 8, Jackson Doodle. The count using for the balls, number 18, Colton Turner. The Sturgeons are manned by 8 Power. The Sturgeons are off. Now, I know about what's in our stand for over Cavaliers. So it's Jim Falls Sturgeons, senior, Mr. Trade bird that their days 123 change anyway. The toucher, 18, tall, time. Give that reveal. Number 22, Jim Falls. 6, the 35s. Knickerbocker. Number 1. Strikes. Got me back to his face. 4. Time. Not policy. 9. John Wilbers. 11. Britain. Snowman. From forward, Calvin Steele. For very with Bird. Mr. Trevor Paul. And behind all pipes, Richard Smith. Now, inside the new Italy, the Union Hats, and on America, the sing of our national anthem by Mr. Jacob Mills. Oh, say, can you see by early light what's and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright sunrise fight all right. Twilight was so happily streaming, and the mercy. Yeah, no, flag was still there. Oh, say, sorry, but
Jacob Miller with the national anthem. And I apologize. Our field mic is not picking up cleanly for some reason today. And here at the ballpark, he actually did a very nice job with the national anthem. We have some first ball throwers that are going to take place here. We have 3 of them. The first one is going to be Jacob Mills, our national anthem singer. And just a bit outside. That's going to bring up Kyle Wilson to throw the second one. And it's a little high. Poor Sam Knickerbocker couldn't even jump to get that one. All right, here's Evan Eckes, who's the grandson of Glenn St. Arnold, and that one was a strike. Or at least it was the best of the 3.
I thought it was playing the first one. He shook off the signs from Sam Knickerbocker when he went to throw it.
And now we're going to get some words from Judy St. Arnold.
For coming. I 1971. 7 years ago, we played my first game at Savannah as Cavaliers. thank all our sponsors, our fans, players, umpires, parents, coaches, and for supporting us all this time. Otherwise, we would be in different today. Also, I'd like to point out a couple people out there. If the one person is here, but I'll recognize it anyway. Dick Gannon, who was one of the founding fathers and the only founding father who was living. And he was also Glenn's coach. And I know he's friends here today. Also, we have players here. Randy Miller, who's still on our board today, was our pitcher in 1971. And Jamie Johnson, the shortstop, who played for many, many years for Cavaliers in 1971. Also, a special thank you to Pine Meadow Golf for sponsoring us tonight. So I would be truly honored and humbled. So at this time, thank everybody again for coming, and so let's play ball.
Judy St. Arnold with probably the most famous words in baseball at the end of any kind of a presentation. Let's play ball.
Yeah, makes me want to get out there and play.
And they're getting some pictures taken. Joining the St. Arnold crew down there, representing today's Cavaliers, were Cody Dayton and Dalton Steele. Warming up on the mound for the Cavaliers, Andrew Milner. Milner every now and then takes an inning to get things rolling. But once he does, the strikeouts start showing up.
Yeah, that first inning, maybe 2 innings, defense will have to help them out a little bit. And,
he also needs to, every umpire is different, and it takes an inning or so to find out what that umpire's strike zone is.
Yeah, and with the old veteran behind the plate, Cole Timon, that helps out too.
I didn't know if you were talking about Cole Timon or Dick Smith, the umpire.
That's right. True veterans behind the plate.
Or, man, up here in the booth, we're behind the plate, and it's her birthday.
That's right.
Oh, that wasn't polite, Ann. That's what I said to you wasn't polite either. So, yes, I am older than you. Although you're trying to catch up, but I'll pull ahead again in about a month. All right, we're about ready to play ball here. Stepping in to lead things off for the Jim Falls Sturgeons, Jace Coda. So the birthday girl's on the computer. Cassie Nelson is on the camera. Dan is sitting here on my left side, and a swing and a miss for strike one. Milner winds and delivers. Strike two called on the inside corner. There's the wind and the 0-2 pitch. That one didn't miss by much, just a little bit low. That was a good chase me pitch.
Yeah, good job by Coda to hold off.
That one kind of got away high and outside. Tried to get the curveball to go. Came out a little funny from his hand. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's inside. The count has worked full. Grace Coda batting .250 on the season. Here's the payoff pitch. Chop foul right behind the plate. So the count remains 3-2. Milner's payoff pitch. And that's low for ball 4. That's going to bring up Tristan Hobley, the center fielder. He's batting .417. In fact, when we counted it up, I think there's 6 Jim Falls Sturgeons who are batting .400 or better. And the pitch. That was inside for a ball. Hobley showed bunt. Cade Mueller moved into the right off the edge of the grass now. Shows bunt again. That one's a called strike. Delikowski's got to stay at first because they've got to hold the runner on. Hobley shows bunt again. That was inside. Ball got away from Timon and down to second goes Hobley, or goes Coda. I think that's going to go down as a pass ball. Two balls and a strike to Hobley. That was high. Ball 2 or ball 3. 3-1 is the count. Nobody out. Runner on second in Coda. Milner delivers. And it's ball 4.
Yeah, he wants the bottom of that zone and just couldn't get it.
That's going to bring up Bobby Soran. Batting .308 on the season.
Yeah, if he's just not going to get that bottom zone, he's going to have to bring it up, and the bats might get hot.
Here's the pitch. There's a strike called on the inside corner. That's what he's going to have to do with it, though. If he has to come up, he's got to get on that inside edge. And the pitch. That was high for a ball. A ball and a strike. There's a high pop foul out of play. That little guy literally wanted to get that ball, and he kind of did a spin out on the way. 1-2 is the count to Soren. And the pitch outside. Couldn't get that curveball to come back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 2-1. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Going back is Tillman. He's under it. He makes the catch.
They're going to tag.
Runner tags. We're going to get a play at third, but no, it's off target. And both runners advance. So Soren flies out to left. That's going to bring up A.J. Schemenauer with 1 down. Schemenauer batting .462, leading the Sturgeons in hitting. Milner delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Schemenauer took a pretty good cut at that one. 319 down to the left field foul pole. 302 to the right field foul pole. There's a high pop-up out of play. Unfortunately, here at Carson Park, they don't have any other distances marked. The 0-2 pitch. Line shot out into left center field, falls in for a base hit, cut off by Bemnister. 1 run is in. Coda's in. And in comes Hobley. And it's a 2-run single by A.J. Schemenauer.
Yeah, it was just being patient right there. Milner had to come up into the zone and 2-run score.
That brings up Mason Tester batting .444 with 1 out. We're in the top of the first. That pitch is low. Milner looks, now fires. There's a strike on the outside corner. He hasn't hit that outside corner much yet today. He's tried a couple times and the ball got away from him, but that one hit. Inside, kind of forced Tester back a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. Milner delivers. That's inside. 3-1 is the count. A hitter's pitch now for Mason Tester. And the pitch. Fly ball out in right field. Palmer moves over. He's under, makes the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Jake Esslinger. He's batting .182 on the season, playing third base. Milner delivers. That's high. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That's high and away. 2-0. Milner delivers to Esslinger. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch. Foul back off the window of the press box over to our right. Those are good plexiglass windows. You can see a lot of ball marks on them over there. They're going to break. And the 2-2 pitch. That's high and away for ball 3. Count is full. It's going to be traveling time for A.J. Schemenauer over at first. Milner into his motion. Foul back into the net. So the count holds full. Milner at the belt. Looks over at first. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. When all is in doubt, just throw the fastball by him. That's what Milner did. So for the Sturgeons in the top of the first, 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We've played a half inning, and it's the Jim Falls Sturgeons 2 and the Cavaliers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, Any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Heading into the bottom of the first inning, due up for the Cavaliers, Caden Erickson, Xavier Bemnister, and Cade Mueller. Defensively for the Sturgeons, Esslingers at third, Tester at short, Coda at second, Schemenauer at first. Soren is behind the plate out in the outfield. It's Google in left, Hobley in center, and Dennis in right on the mound. And I think this is his first mound appearance for the Sturgeons, Colton Turner. Turner wrapping up his warm-up tosses. And Erickson steps to the plate. Caden Erickson batting .303 on the season. Turner goes into his motion, and the first pitch to Erickson is a called strike. Painted the black on the inside edge. And it's a high pop-up in the infield. Coda's moving over. He makes the catch. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister. Just under 300 for a batting average at 296. Senior. And there's a called strike to Bemnister. Outfield pretty much straight away. There's an inside pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Center field shading him slightly to the left. Pretty good gap in right center. And the pitch. And that got Bemnister right in the hip. He was hit once yesterday as well. So the Cavs have a runner on with 1 out. Brings up Cade Mueller batting .235. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. Turner at the belt, and he delivers. That was inside. That polished the buckle on Mueller's belt. 2 balls, no strikes. Bemnister on first. He takes the lead. Turner delivers. That's a called strike right down the middle. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. At the belt and the pitch. Ground ball to third. Throw over to first, and it's in time. Bemnister was off on the pitch, which took away the double play. So Mueller grounds to third. 2 down brings up Cole Timon.
We got a little bit of fill in the lead. We've got to
Timon comes into the game batting .316. And the pitch. That was high and away for a ball. Turner looks out at second. And he delivers. That's high, ball 2. And the throw over to second, and back in is Bemnister. Bemnister came up a little bit short on that slide and had to do a second reach, but he made it. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. Cole Timon at the plate. Turner looks at second. Now he delivers. That called strike on the outside corner. Dan gave an eye roll to that one. And here's Turner's pitch. That's low. 3-1 is the count to Cole Timon. A lot of hitters on this 3-1 pitcher sitting on a fastball. Here's the pitch. And that's what he was sitting on, but it's popped up out into the outfield, coming in and making the catches Hobley for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Cavaliers get no runs on no hits. There were no errors. 1 man left on base. We've played 1 inning, and it's the Sturgeons 2, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Heading into the second inning, due up for the Sturgeons, Trevor Bowie, Evan Dennis, and Jackson Google. Bowie steps in, batting .400 on the season. He's the designated hitter. And that pitch is high and away. Milner starts his motion and delivers. It's high, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. It's outside ball. Oh, got the strike. Well, that's the outside corner that he needs to know. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the pitch. That's outside. Count goes full. And the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. That's the third walk given up by Milner today. That's as many as he's given up all season. That's going to bring up Evan Dennis. And the pitch is a ball. Throw over to first. And back in plenty of time is Bovee. And the pitch. That's high. 2 balls and no strikes. Milner having a tough time with the strike zone today.
He's been right over the plate, but the high-low has been his kind of struggle.
That one's right down the middle of Water Street. 2 balls and a strike.
I think he's trying to work all the corners, and he just ain't getting the call.
Milner delivers a 2-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Evan Dennis. Strike 3 called. Got Dennis looking, and that's going to bring up Jackson Google batting .333. Left fielder. One down, 1 on. There's the pitch. Strike called. Outside third of the plate. And the pitch. Strike called on the inside third. No balls, 2 strikes. Milner at the belt. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled away off the right side. Out of play. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Now Milner's maybe starting to find that strike zone. Takes it back to the top of the order. Jace Cota walked and scored his first time up. Milner had Cota down, no balls and 2 strikes, and ended up losing him. Throw over to first. And back in safely is Bovee. And the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike two. He threw the fastball by him. Milner's 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. So after walking the first batter this inning, he came back and struck out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base. We've completed an inning and a half, and it's Jim Falls 2, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things that...
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Well, we found out what keeps Cassie alive up here. Coffee and something spicy. She says if she's ever dying, leave the defibrillators at home. Just give her coffee and something spicy. Do it for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the second inning. We have Trenton Palmer, Sam Knickerbocker, and Cooper Dykes. Palmer steps in batting 143. And the first pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Circling around is Google, and he makes the catch. That'll bring up Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker batting .250 on the year. Turner starts his motion and delivers. Line shot, base hit out into right field. Knickerbocker is going to check in at first base. So the Cavs get their first hit of the day. That's going to bring up Cooper Dykes, who's batting .250. Turner looks in and delivers. That's outside for a ball. Turner checks first. 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball two. You know, Dan, about midweek last week, I was checking the weather forecast for today, and it was calling for thunderstorms. You couldn't ask for a nicer baseball day.
Yeah, I've never seen thunderstorms like this before. Blue sky and sunny. Yeah, great day out today.
There's a strike down the middle of Water Street. 2 balls and a strike to Cooper Dykes.
And the smell of popcorn and coal.
That's an interesting combination, isn't it? Cole from the train's out behind us, and popcorn, of course, coming up from the concession stand. And there's a foul back into the net. Counts even at 2-2.
I like Strickland partial. Cloudy. Yeah, there's a lot of history here at this park. Not just the baseball field, but lots of things to do up here at Carson Park. Got it.
And Dykes goes down. That's going to bring up Jerome Delikowski batting .095, but yesterday he laced a double out to the left field fence down in La Crescent. That's the kind of thing we've been waiting for him to do. Here's the pitch. High chopper over to short, fielded there, throw to first. It pulled him off the bag, and Delikowski's safe. Throw over to third, and Knickerbocker gets back to second. It's going to be an error on the throw by the shortstop.
Yeah, Delikowski's not the fastest runner, but he's a little agile.
Yes, he showed some elusiveness there, didn't he?
He did.
Knickerbocker at second, Delikowski at first. Brayton Tillman batting .333 at the plate. That one's outside. And the pitch. That's outside, ball 2. Turner looks over at second. And the 0-2 pitch to Tillman. High and away, almost got away from Saran. He had to come out of his crouch and reach about as far as he could to get that one.
Yeah, Colton Turner's got his eye on Knickerbocker back there, and I think that's kind of getting his throw off a little bit.
3-0 count to Tillman. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike on the outside corner. Turner was taking all the way on that. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. So Brayton Tillman draws a walk, loading the bases. We have Knickerbocker on third, Delikowski on second, Tillman on first, and it's going to bring up Dalton Steele. Steele's batting .333. Bobby Saran goes out to talk to Colton Turner. With 2 down, Cavaliers trying to mount a threat here. Steele is the extra hitter. And the pitch. And that one got Dalton Steele.
Yes, but will that be a foul ball?
That's a foul ball because it got the bat as he was ducking out of the way. It didn't actually get Steele. It got the bat. Knickerbocker thought it got him. So no balls and a strike to Dalton Steele. And the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Nice block by Soren. 1 ball, 1 strike. Colton Turner looks in, and he delivers. Strike called on the inside third of the plate. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 down, bases loaded. Cavs had this situation several times yesterday and couldn't do anything with it. See if Dalton Steele can make that change. Turner delivers. High chopper over to third, throw to first, and they got him. So the Cavaliers get no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the bases were left full. And we've completed 2 innings, and the score, Jim Falls Sturgeons 2, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear, but don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Back here at Carson Park, heading into the top of the 3rd inning. First of 2 today, both 7-inning games. Jim Falls Sturgeons on top of the Cavaliers, 2-0. And due up for the Sturgeons, Tristan Hobley, who walked and scored his first time up. He'll be followed by Bobby Soran and A.J. Schemenauer. Pitch is on the outside corner. Strike 1. And a ground ball. Foul. You know, Dan, that was very close.
Yeah, just before it got to third base, it just went foul.
And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. A ball and 2 strikes to Tristan Hobley. Here's the pitch. Line shot out into left field. And on the first bounce is Tillman, gets it back in, and Hobley's on with a single. That's going to bring up Bobby Soran. Flew out to left his last time up. That's the second hit for the Sturgeons. There's a strike on the inside corner. Just catches that front corner.
Yeah, the whole zone's open today.
And the pitch. High chopper over to second. Throw to short, and they can't make the connection. Heading to third. So what's going to happen here is Soren gets on a fielder's choice, and Hobley is on third as a result of the error by the second baseman. And we have a courtesy runner in for Bobby Soran. And the courtesy runner is Noah Duax. Not ready. So A.J. Schemenauer at the plate. The first pitch was a swing and a miss for a strike. Runners at the corners with nobody out. That one's down low. A ball and a strike.
Yeah, watch for the double steal.
Swing and a miss, strike two. And the 1-2 pitch. Foul tipped. Back to the backstop. A.J. Schemenauer had a 2 RBI single his last time up. And there's another foul back to the backstop. Out holds at 1-2. Nobody out. 2 on. They're on the corners. Milner looking in. And he delivers. And strike 3 call.
Yeah, and he knew it too.
That'll bring up Mason Tester, who flew out to right field his last time up. That's the 5th strikeout for Milner. And the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Milner starting to find those corners. That one's a little bit too much inside. A ball and a strike. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Bremnister on his horse, getting back, can't get there. That's going to roll all the way to the fence. 1 run is in. Here comes the second run. Throw to the plate. It's off the mark. And it's going to allow the runner to go to third. So Tester is on third. And Ryan Bemnister heads out to the mound. So Tester gets credit for a double to center field with 2 RBIs. Hobley came in to score. And Duex came in to score. And then when they tried to make the play on Duex at the plate, the throw was off the mark by quite a bit. And it got past Cole Timon. And that allowed Tester to go to third. That's going to bring up Jake Esslinger, who struck out his last time up. So it's 4-0. Sturgeons on top. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He got a little bit of it, but still strike 2. Tester at third. 1 out. And the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball, foul territory, out of play on the left side. Mueller gave a little bit of a chase, but realized that was going to end up foul. And the pitch. There's a ground ball over to first. Tossed to Mueller, and he dropped the ball. Mueller caught it, and in the process of trying to get to the bag, lost the handle on it. That's going to be an error charge to Mueller. And it allows Tester to come in to score.
Yeah, I think that's what they talked about in their little meeting at the mound at what they're going to do. And they thought just let the runner score, take the easy out at first, and didn't get it.
There's a swing and a miss to Trevor Bovey. He walked his last time up. I think Esslinger would still get the RBI because he was going to score anyway. It was kind of the equivalent of a sacrifice bunt. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 2 down. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike. To Evan Dennis. Struck out looking his last time up. That one's down low. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that low part of the zone hasn't been much today. You got to get it up.
Milner delivers. There's a strike right down the middle of Water Street. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. It's high and inside. The count goes full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. That's outside for ball 4. The scoreboard says only 1 out, but there are 2. And I think, yeah, and
2 strikes.
Dick Smith just turned around and said 2 outs. And that's why the runner didn't take off. That's going to bring up Jackson Google. Struck out his last time up. And the pitch. Fouled away, strike 2. Or strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that one's high. 2-2.
Yeah, Milner's having a hard time finding this zone.
Sometimes it's been there for him, and sometimes not. There's it fouled back into the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on.
He's there. It's just not. He's just ain't getting the calls.
And the pitch. Down low, ball 3. Traveling time for the 2 runners on base. Esslinger and Evan Dennis will be off with the pitch. Milner delivers. There go the runners, and it's inside for ball 4.
Yeah.
Takes us back to the top of the order. Jace Cota, the 9th batter this inning. Some activity going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. Tyson Woodcock is warming up. And the first pitch was a ball. Swing and a miss. A ball and a strike. Bases loaded. Sturgeons threatening to blow this one open. And the pitch. Outside, throw it on to first, but back in time is Google.
Yeah, Delcosi had to take a look, make sure third base didn't score. Good throw by Colton Timon, though.
Two balls and one strike. Foul back right off the front of the grandstand. Right in front of our friend Steve Kent's booth over there where the public address announcing happens. 2-2 pitch. Foul back into the net again. That one stayed up. Uh-oh, Dan's looking at it.
I don't know. That's not my territory. That might be Steve Kent's territory.
Here's the pitch. That's high. Full count. 2 down. And it's traveling time again. Runners go, and the pitch, line shot out in the left field. 1 run is in. Here comes another one with a throw to the plate. And the throw over to third. They've got a run down, maybe not. Oh. And he made the throw at second, but he was called safe. Dykes thought he had the tag on him. And that's going to bring out Ryan Bemnister. As 2 runs came in. And we're going to get a pitching change, and we'll get that all figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not
Yeah, it was time.
So long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Carson Park, new pitcher for the Cavalier is Tyson Woodcock, as he inherits a couple runners on base. There's the pitch. That one missed. A ball and a strike. Milner went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 7 runs, 4 of which were earned on 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 5 base on balls. There's a called strike on the inside third. That's to Tristan Hobley. Singled is to lead off this inning. And there's a ground ball over to short. Flip to second. And there's a third out of the inning. So, the Sturgeons pick up 5 runs that inning on 3 hits, on 3 Cavalier errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've played 2.5, and it's the Sturgeons 7, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
And back here at Carson Park, Cavaliers have a little bit of work cut out for them. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cavaliers trail 7-0. And Dan was commenting that Andrew Milner seems still a little bit hot. I think he was thinking that Dick Smith's strike zone was wandering around a bit.
Yeah, he never really found it. And didn't know what he was asking. And yeah, it was a good time to pull him there.
And the first pitch to Caden Erickson is inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. And inside, ball 2. Want to give a special thanks to Caden's dad, Cal. Yesterday down in La Crescent, stepped in as our cameraman and did a nice job. Pitch is outside. 3-0 is the count to Caden Erickson. After an inning like that, the tough thing sometimes is for a pitcher like Colton Turner to come back out and be effective after sitting that long. And the pitch, it's outside, 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, this is what the Cavs need. They need some base runners on and pick up some quick runs. We're only in the bottom of the 3rd.
That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. He was hit by the pitch his last time up. That one's inside at the letters for a ball. Erickson goes. Pitch was a called strike, but Erickson's in safe. So Erickson gets a stolen base. And the count to Bemnister is 1-1. Turner looks over at second. Erickson goes to third. Broken bat, ground ball, picked up, throw over to first, and he beat it. Bemnister beat out the infield hit, a broken bat infield hit. It's Erickson on third, Bemnister on first. Nobody out. Cade Mueller comes up. He grounded to third his last time up. I suspect first or second pitch, Bemnister will be off and running. Throw over to third. Erickson gets back. Turner looks over at first. And the pitch. That's high. Quick throw back to first, and Bemnister gets back. Turner looking in and delivers. Bemnister goes, pitches outside, but Bemnister's in at second. In dives the plate, and Erickson scores on the double steal. Ball gets by the catcher, and Bemnister ends up on third.
Yeah, that's one thing about Caden Erickson. He's got speed. Good call by Ryan Benjamins for there.
And so we have a conference going on at the mound. The way that goes down scoring is Bemnister stole second on the play at second. Erickson stole home. And then the ball got by the catcher, and that when Erickson scored, and that allowed Bemnister to go to third. So it's a couple of stolen bases and an error. Cavs have a runner on third, one run in.
Yeah, no outs.
Cade Mueller still at the plate, 2-0 count. And the pitch. That's outside. We do have activity going on down in the Jim Falls bullpen. And coming in on the wild pitch and scoring is Bemnister. It was a ball four wild pitch. And Bemnister comes in to score.
Yeah, good heads up play by Xavier. Notice the catcher was kind of taking his time getting back to get that pass ball and jumped on it.
Will Jacobson is warming up down in the bullpen along with I'm looking here. The other person warming up is Carter Stelter.
Take a minute to get a first base coach down there for the Cavs.
Cody Dayton is going down to coach at first. Cole Timon stepping up. He flew out to center field his last time up. Nobody out. Runner on first. 2 runs in. Runner bluffed going. That's Mueller at first. The pitch was inside for a ball. And the pitch runner goes inside for a ball, and sliding in safely at second is Mueller.
Yeah, good jump for Mueller there.
Cavs have their track shoes on this inning. 2 balls and no strikes to Cole Timon. And the pitch. That's a strike called. Two balls and a strike. That one's high for ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Mueller on second. And the 3-1 pitch. And that's ball 4. Timon draws the walk. Cavs have 2 on.
We're going to get a pitching change.
And you're right. We're going to get a pitching change, and we're also going to get a courtesy runner for Timon. Mason Yarrington is going to be coming in to run for Timon. And so while we get the pitching change sorted out, we'll take a short break and we'll let you know what everything figures out as on NLWN-TV.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do,
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here.
The rump on the bump for the Jim Falls Sturgeons is Will Jacobson. Colton Turner went 2+ innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 of which is earned. He's also responsible for the 2 runners on base. And 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 4. And the first pitch is high and inside to Trenton Palmer. Mueller on second, Yarrington on first. Pitch is outside. Jacobson looks over at first, looks at second, and delivers. Swing and a miss. Palmer went after the high fastball. 2 balls and a strike. It's not a bad time to chase one, though. There's a high pop up. Foul territory. Moving over, making the catch is Schemenauer. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. He singled to right his last time up. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Line shot, that's going to find fair territory and go into the corner in right field. One run is in. That's Knickerbocker.
They're going to
send Mason. The plate. Here comes Yarrington, but he's going to be safe.
And that's Mason's first run for the Cavaliers. Is it really?
That's a second run for Mason Yarrington as a member of the Cavaliers. He did pick one up against the Beef River Bullfrogs on Wednesday.
And I wasn't there.
And you were still out in Wyoming, yes. So in to score was Cade Mueller and Mason Yarrington. Runner on second. One out. This is Cooper Dykes. Struck out his first time up. That pitch is high and away for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Cavaliers trying to work their way back in. That pitch is low and away. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the hitter's pitch for Cooper Dykes. Jerome Delikowski on deck. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. The count is full. And the pitch. That's low and away. Ball 4. So Dykes draws the walk, putting runners at first and second, and Delikowski at the plate. Delikowski got on an air with some nifty footwork. His first time up. Ground ball over to first. Takes it himself. Both runners advance. That was kind of an excuse me ground ball.
Yeah, I caught it kind of up by the handle.
But both runners did advance, so now with 2 down, there are runners at second and third. Brayton Tillman at the plate. He drew a walk his last time up. And there's the first pitch for a ball. Will Jacobson on the mound. He winds and delivers. That's low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Three and 0. 2 down, 2 on. And the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner, and you heard Dan groan with that one.
Oh, man. Must have painted the edge of the black on that one.
Here's the pitch. Foul tip. Count is full. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. The bases are loaded. So the tying run is on base with Dalton Steele coming to the plate. Runners take their lead. And the first pitch to Steele is a called strike on the inside third.
Big gap between center and left field.
And the pitch. That's inside. I think it was a little bit high as well. A ball and a strike. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. That's outside. That one looked like it got away from Jacobson just a hair. The 2-1 pitch. That's inside. 3-1 now. Dalton Steele's going to get the hitter's pitch. He grounded to third his last time up. There's the pitch. Strike called. And the runners take off. Foul back into the net. Because it is traveling time. Knickerbocker at third. Dykes at second and Tillman at first. Pop foul out of play. And the count holds. Dalton Steele at the plate. Here's the pitch. Runners go. Ball 4. No, strikeout. He called it a strike 3. He didn't make much of a signal there. So, the Cavaliers do come away with 4 runs on 2 hits. 4 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and the bases were left loaded. So we have completed 3 innings. Cavs are back in it. It's still the Sturgeons 7, Cavaliers 4 on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
We're back here at Carson Park heading into the 4th inning of a 7-inning first half of a doubleheader between the Cavs and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. New up for the Sturgeons is Bobby Soren, A.J. Schemenauer, and Mason Tester. Tyson Woodcock on the mound for the Cavaliers. Came in and closed out the 3rd. And there's the first pitch to Soren, is inside for a ball. Second pitch by Woodcock, ground ball right back to, they say foul. Must have gone off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. Check swing, ball. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's outside. 3-1 to Bobby Soren. Soren flew out to left and got on a fielder's choice. There's a fly ball out into right field. It's going to fall in for a hit. And Soren is safe at first. And we have a courtesy runner coming in from that'll be Duax again, I believe. Yes, it is. Noah Duax. So that'll bring up AJ Schemenauer. Got a 2 RBI single in the first inning and then struck out looking his second time up. There's a fly ball out into center field. Ranging over is Bemnister. He's under it and makes the catch. So 1 down. That'll bring up Mason Tester, who had a 2 RBI double his last time up and then eventually came in and scored. That pitch is high. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch is inside. 2-0 to Mason Tester. And that pitch missed outside. 3-0 is the count. And the pitch. There's a strike. Three balls and 1 strike. Runner on first, 1 out. And the pitch. And it's outside for ball 4. That's going to move Duax over to second. And Jake Esslinger is coming to the plate. He got on an error by Milner when he just simply didn't hang on to the ball on a fairly routine. And he got drilled right in the back. So now the bases are loaded. And Ryan Bemnister is taking the slow walk out to the mound. Looks like they're going to have a bit of a defensive discussion here.
Yeah, nobody warming up for the Cavaliers in the bullpen.
Yeah, they said everything they had to say. And it's going to bring up the designated hitter, Trevor Bovey, who walked and struck out. And check swing foul over toward the Sturgeons dugout. Cavs have rolled their corners up. And the pitch. Line shot right into the glove of Tillman, and he steps on second for the double play. Check that. That wasn't Tillman. That was Dykes at second. But line shot right into Dykes' glove, and it took him right in the direction of second. And just a couple more steps, he stepped on the bag and forced the double play. Got Mason Tester out at second. So, The Sturgeons getting no runs on one hit. There were no errors, and 3 were left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Sturgeons 7, Cavaliers 4 on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Wednesday, June 5th, as the Cavaliers take on the Augusta Athletics from Jan Kruger Memorial Field in Augusta. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, June 5th.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
And leading off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 4th inning is Caden Erickson, top of the order. Erickson walked and scored. There's a ground ball over to third. Scooped up by Esslinger. Throw to first is in time. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister. An infield single last time he got up. Came around and scored on a wild pitch. There's the wind in the pitch. Strike called. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. 2 balls and a strike. There's a pop-up out into center field, and then going over and making the catch is Coda. That's going to bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller grounded to third and drew a walk. He also came in and scored. Here's the wind and the pitch. There's a pop foul out of play. Well, not quite out of play, but nobody could get to it. Came down right in front of the dugout for the Sturgeons. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, nobody on. Cavs down by 3. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Picked up by Tester. Throw to first in time. So for the Cavaliers, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 4, and it's the Sturgeons 7, Cavaliers 4 on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Now playing second base for the Cavaliers is Cody Dayton. As we head into the top half of the fifth inning, so leading off for the Sturgeons is Evan Dennis. And the pitch is outside. Count is 2-0 to Evan Dennis. He struck out looking and drew a walk his first two appearances. And the pitch. Line shot just out of the leaping glove of Cody Dayton out into right field. So Dennis is on with a base hit. That's going to bring up Jackson Google. Google struck out and walked. And there's a strike on the inside third of the plate. Tyson Woodcock on the mound, and he delivers. Swing and a miss for strike two.
Number one Wernerman up in the bullpen for the Cavaliers.
It's Cooper Dykes warming up, and that pitch is a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's a strike 3 called. And the Jim Falls fans didn't like that one too much. That's going to take us back to the top of the order. Jace Cota. Walked, struck out, and singled to left. And there's a strike. Woodcock looking in and delivers. Shows bunt, bunts it out in front of the mound. Throw over to first in time. The sacrifice is complete. That's going to bring up Tristan Hobley with Evan Dennis over on second base now. 2 down. Hobley walked, singled to left, and got on a fielder's choice. And that pitch missed outside. There's a high hopper to third. Fair ball. Throw across the infield. It's on time for the out. A heck of a throw by Cade Mueller. He threw a perfect strike over to Jerome Delikowski and got Tristan Hobley. So for the Sturgeons, they pick up no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we have played 4.5. And it's the Sturgeons 7 and the Cavaliers 4 on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Wednesday, June 5th as the Cavaliers take on the Augusta Athletics from Jan Kruger Memorial Field in Augusta. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV on Wednesday, June 5th.
Back here at Carson Park, we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Cole Timon to lead things off for the Cavaliers. Timon flew out to center field and drew a walk. Well, he didn't score, but his runner, Mason Yarrington, came in to score. And here's the 1-0 pitch. It's high for a ball, 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the wind in the pitch. Ground ball over to third. Stop there by Esslinger. Throw over to first is in time. Pretty good throw that time by Esslinger as well, especially when he fielded the ball behind the bag at third. His foot slid as he was trying to plant to throw, but he still made a good throw over to first. It's going to bring up Trent Palmer, who's 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center field and fouled out to first. And the first pitch is high for a ball. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Slow for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Josh Garcia heading down to coach at first. Ball's fouled back into the screen. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. Fouled away out of play into the bleachers on the left side.
Big gap between shortstop and second base.
And that one's high. Count goes full to Trenton Palmer. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's down low for ball 4. So Palmer's on. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. And actually, Knickerbocker's having a pretty good day today. He's 2 for 2. Single to right and double to right. That was a 2 RBI double to right. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Throw down to second. And it's not in time. So Palmer has a stolen base to second. And the pitch was high for a ball. So 1-0 to Knickerbocker. And the pitch. That's high and inside. 2-0. And the pitch. Ground ball over to third. Picked up. Throw over to first is in time for the second out. Moving over to third is Trenton Palmer. That'll bring up Cody Dayton. Dayton is replacing Cooper Dykes over at second base, and Dayton comes into the game batting .231. 2 down. Palmer's at third. Here's the pitch. There's a strike right down the middle. And the pitch. Line shot out into center field. It's going to fall in. Run comes in to score. As Cody Dayton did exactly what he was supposed to. Drove in a run with a single to center. And we have a pinch hitter coming in for the Cavaliers is Carson Windenhausen. First pitch is a ball. He's batting for Jerome Delikowski. And Windenhausen comes into the game batting 167. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Moving back is Google back on the warning track, and he makes a catch for the third out. So for the Cavs, 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've played 5, and it's the Sturgeons 7, Cavaliers 5 on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
And we're back here at Carson Park going into the 6th inning. Cavs, as Dan said as we were at break, they're chipping back, and they are. It's now a 7-5 game. Cavs trail by 2. Leading off for the Sturgeons in the top of the 6th inning, Bobby Soran, the catcher. Single to right his last time up. And that first pitch is a ball. Tyson Woodcock on the mound in relief. Pitch is inside, ball 2. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Coming in and making the catch is Palmer. For out number 1. That's going to bring up A.J. Schemenauer. Got a 2 RBI single in the first inning, but then he struck out looking and flew out to center field. And there's a strike on the inside corner. And the pitch. Check swing, strike called.
He wants it appealed down to first.
And he doesn't get it. No balls, 2 strikes. Foul back. Off the mask of Timon. Timon probably thinking to himself, what am I doing back here behind the plate again? Here's the wind and the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Bemnister comes in and makes the running catch.
Yeah, good hustle by Bedminster.
Xavier Bemnister has got to be one of the top center fielders defensively in the league. He's got terrific range out there and a heck of an arm to try to gun somebody out who's trying to score.
And he makes it look easy.
Yeah, he does. Mason Tester is up. Flew out, doubled, and walked. Pitches inside for a ball. And that one's in the dirt, ball 2. Woodcock winds and delivers. That just missed the outside corner. Here's the wind in the pitch. And it's a walk to Tester.
Yeah, just a little inside there. Wasn't a bad pitch.
That's going to bring up Esslinger. Got out on an air, struck out, and the last time he was up, he got hit by the pitch. Right square in the middle of the back. And the pitch. Pop foul out of play. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Strike 2 called. Woodcock delivers. That one got him in the small of the back again.
Yeah, he's got to finish his motion. He kind of stopped on this. When he planted his foot, got to follow through.
And we've got time called as they're going to check and make sure that Jake Esslinger is okay. And he is. At least right now. Tomorrow morning he might not be.
That's right.
I'd be laid up for a week, I think. Trevor Bovee comes to the plate.
Okay, as long as you have the layout of the stitches back there for a little tattoo.
That pitch missed outside. Last time Bovee was up, he lined out to short and ended up into a double play. Or lined out to second. And Dykes took it and ran over and stepped on the bag to double off Tester. And there's a strike called. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And a check swing ground ball down toward first. Tossed to, oh, they tried to make the tag. Oh, and they say he missed the tag. And Ryan Bedminster didn't like the call.
Yeah.
And he is hot.
And Trevor Cole out at first or second said it was Smith's call to make at home.
And Ryan Bedminster is just steaming. Bases are now loaded. So Bovey's on first, Esslinger's on second, Tester's on third, Evan Dennis at the plate. 1-0 is the count. Fly ball out into center field. Xavier Bedminster ranging back. It carried a little further than he expected, but he got it for the third out of the inning. So a little excitement there, but no runs on one hit. There were no errors, and the bases were left full. We've played 5.5, and it's the Sturgeons 7, Cavaliers 5 on NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
So we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Leading off for the Cavaliers, Brayton Tillman. He's walked both of his appearances, and that pitch is a called strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Will Jacobson on the mound. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. That's going to bring up Dalton Steele. 0 for 2. Grounded to third and struck out looking. And the first one is fouled away. Cooper Dykes warming up down in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. There's a strike called. Curveball came over to Dalton Steele. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Coming in and making the catch is Dennis for the second out. Back to the top of the order, Caden Erickson stepping to the plate. And that pitch is outside.
Maybe just a little low.
Because he's called that pitch a strike before. That one's high. 2 balls and no strikes to Caden Erickson. Here's Jacobson's pitch. It's outside, ball 3. Kind of looks like almost like they're pitching around Jacobs or around Erickson. Here's the pitch. Well, that was a strike. I don't know why, but it was a strike. There's a fly ball out into, well, shallow second base for the third out. So for the Cavaliers, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we've played 6. And it's the Sturgeon 7, Cavaliers 5 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
All right, now on the mound for the Cavaliers is Cooper Dykes. And that means over on third base is now Sam Knickerbocker, and Cade Mueller has moved over to second, and that means Cody Dayton Dykes comes back into the lineup to re-enter, and he'll be batting in the number 7 slot. Leading off for the Sturgeons is Jackson Google. And the first pitch is fouled away. Here's the pitch. Inside, just missed that inside corner.
Big curveball there.
Dykes delivers. High and inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's high and inside. 3 balls and a strike. And Google gave a look out to Cooper Dykes on that one. Dykes didn't like the fact that Google was leaning out over the plate. And that's ball 4. That takes us to Jace Cota back at the top of the order. Laid down a sacrifice bunt last time up. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it again. Knickerbocker creeping up a little bit at third.
Yeah, Cooper's got to go to the outside on his pitch.
Runner goes, inside throw. It's a ball, throw to second, and they called him out. They say he slid off the bag, and they put the tag down. Cade Mueller kept the tag on, and he is out at second. So Google gets a caught stealing. As Cade Mueller was smart enough to keep the tag on him, and he overslid the bag. So 1 down. And there's a strike called to Jace Cota. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one's in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's outside. Counts even at 2-2. That pitch is inside. Count goes full now to Jace Cota.
Yeah, Jim Falls has moved closer to the plate.
And a high hopper over to third. Foul ball. Knickerbocker did a very smart thing there. He caught the ball in foul territory. His feet were in fair territory, but he held it out there in foul territory to make sure the umpire saw it was foul. Count remains 3-2. Here's the pitch. There's another high hopper to third. That one's fielded by Knickerbocker. Throw to first. And Cota beat it.
Yeah, good stretch by Wittenhausen there. Just half.
Good play all the way around. Knickerbocker made a good throw. He had to field it on the high hop and made a good throw, but Jace Cota just beat it. That brings up Tristan Hobley. There's a strike called. Hobley is 1 for 3. He singled to left. He's also walked. Got on a fielder's choice. There's a foul ball. Last time up, he grounded to third. And the pitch. That's outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Throw over to first. Back in fine. Is Cota. 1 down. We're in the top of the 7th. Sturgeons on top, 7-5. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Counts even at 2-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Two down. Bobby Soren, the catcher, is up. And a high pop fall back over the top of us. And lands on the roof of the grandstand.
Yeah, I was getting a little weary when I lose sight of it here when up at the top.
Especially when they go up at that high angle like that. You don't quite know where they're coming down. No balls and a strike. 2 down. And a strike called. Throw it on to first, but back in time is Cota. No balls, 2 strikes to Bobby Soren. He's 1 for 4. Flew out to left. Fielder's choice. Singled and flew out to right. Runner goes. Soft fly ball out into left field or center field. And here comes the throw to the plate. And He chose not to go. He probably should have come because Timon couldn't handle it.
Yeah, good little hit and run there for the Jim Falls.
So Bobby Soren doubles out to right field. Now it's kind of right center. Puts Coda on third. And Ryan Bemnister is having a little bit of a talk with Cooper Dykes.
Yeah, 2 outs. You just got to hold him here. He's been pitching kind of inside. He's got to maybe go back to that outside a little bit.
Brings up A.J. Schemenauer. He's flown out to center field his last 2 times up. Had a 2 RBI single back in the first inning. That pitch must have been low.
Yeah, Jim Falls batters have moved in a little bit. You know, if he can get that, maybe that inside corner.
Line shot right into the glove of Knickerbocker at third. So the Sturgeons threaten, but do not score. And no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We have completed 6.5, and we'll go to the bottom of the 7th with the Sturgeons leading the Cavaliers 7-5 on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our future.
Xavier Bemnister to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. Cavaliers need 2 to tie, 3 to win. And the first pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Curveball that time from Will Jacobson. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. 0-2 is the count to Bemnister. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's outside. Curveball would not come in. And the pitch. High pop, foul back, and making the catch is Soren. One down. Brings up Cade Mueller. Mueller's 0 for 2. Grounded out to third, grounded out to short, and also drew a walk. That pitch was outside. There's the pitch. It's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. When this game ends, We will have a very abbreviated talking baseball. That pitch is a called strike.
Big gap in center and left. If you can get it to drop out there.
There's a ground ball foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Then after that abbreviated talking baseball, we'll actually have to leave the air for just a few moments. You'll have to tune out of YouTube and then come back in. About 3-4 minutes later, we have to reset our things here to bring you game 2 of today's doubleheader. That pitch is outside. Full count now to Cade Mueller. And don't forget that when we come back, we'll be coming back with episode 2 of The Life of the Umpire. There's a ground ball. Oh, they called that a foul ball. And Ryan Bemnister is really hot now. And I don't blame him. That ball clearly went over the top of the bag. That would make it a fair ball. That was headed for extra bases. Dick Smith's had a rough day behind the plate today. Consistency has not been his friend today.
That was clearly a base hit.
Here's the pitch. There's one, no doubt about that. It's straight up the middle for a base hit. So Mueller is on.
Yeah.
That's going to bring up Cole Timon.
Now the question is, do you send it from first?
His run doesn't really matter, so I don't think so. You hope Timon gets on. You get your courtesy runner in there for him. Here's the pitch. Timon hits a hard shot to short, throw to second, and over to first, and they get the double play, and that'll win the game. So the final score of game 1 is the Jim Falls Sturgeons 7 and the Cavaliers 5. And we'll have more details when we get to talking baseball right after this timeout, as you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
Back here at Carson Park for a real quick version of Talking Baseball. In game 1 of the doubleheader today with the Jim Falls Sturgeons, Cavaliers fall a couple runs short. Jim Falls comes away the winner 7-5. Jim Falls had 7 runs on 9 hits. They committed 2 errors. Cavaliers 5 runs, 5 hits, and they committed 3 errors. The winning pitcher today was Will Jacobson, who came on in relief, but Colton Turner only threw 2+ innings. And the losing pitcher is Andrew Milner to make his record go to 2-1 on the season. So, in just a moment, you're going to have to tune out of YouTube and come back in about 3-4 minutes once Game 2 is available for you, as we'll have that for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, and we'll do that in just a minute. You've been viewing Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV will now have to leave the air briefly so we can reset our equipment to bring you Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Please close out of our channel on YouTube and come back in a few moments when you see that Game 2 is available. This is the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Make sure you come back real soon.